Between 2005 and 2011, deep in the rural provinces of China, an adoption network operated in the shadows. It was official on paper, legal in appearance, trusted by families around the world. But inside its walls, something unthinkable was happening. Infants were being taken not from orphanages, but from their homes. Not missing, not lost. Taken, and their identities were erased. This is a story that sounds like a nightmare, but it was horrifyingly real. Imagine this. Late at night, a knock on your door. Local authorities, posing as family planning offices. They carry official documents, stamped seals, and orders. They tell you that your child was illegally born, a violation of the strict one-child policy rules. The fine they demand is impossible more than your entire family earns in a year. When you can't pay, they walk into your home and lift your infant from their bed, sometimes still wrapped in a blanket. Mothers begged. Fathers fought. Neighbors cried, but the officials left with the children anyway. Not one of these babies was ever returned. This wasn't some rogue criminal group. This was a system, and it was designed to steal children under the cover of law. The seized infants were transported hundreds of miles away to Statran orphanages. There, a new reality was created with pen and paper. Their histories were erased, and new ones were forged. Abandoned infant found under a bridge. Child discovered at a marketplace. Parents unknown, every single one a lie. These babies had names. They had parents. They had families who loved them and were desperately searching for them. But all of that was wiped away by a stamp on a government form. This is where the story goes global. These children, forcibly taken from their parents and falsely labeled as orphans, were put up for international adoption. They went to families in the United States, Europe, Canada, and Australia. These were loving parents who thought they were giving a home to a child who had been abandoned. Many paid thousands of dollars in adoption fees, believing they were supporting the system that rescued these children. They never knew the truth. Meanwhile, the traffickers, the very officials who took the children, earned bonuses for each adoption they facilitated. The orphanages generated revenue for every child they processed. The entire system profited from every single stolen life. It was a cold, calculated business model built on human tragedy. The nightmare finally began to unravel in 2009, purely by accident. A group of heartbroken parents who had never stopped searching for their seized children confronted local officials. Small details in the official stories didn't add up. Records contradicted each other. A brave journalist started asking questions, pulling at the loose threads of this elaborate lie. Step by step, the horrifying truth began to surface. The investigation revealed that at least 80 infants had been stolen from their families and sold to orphanages for just $100 or $200 each. These same children were then resold to international adoption agencies for thousands. The scandal was so large, so deeply embedded in the local government, that even investigators struggled to grasp its full scale. In the end, several officials were arrested. Fines were issued. But what about the children? They were already overseas, living new lives with new families. They were never returned. Most of them, now young adults, still have no idea they were taken. They don't know that their biological parents are still out there, their hearts broken, perhaps still searching in silence. This story has no monsters, no supernatural forces. It's about people, armed with paperwork and authority, stealing babies under the protection of law. It was a global adoption pipeline built on forged abandonment reports, erased identities, and shattered families. A system so real and so verified that courts convicted those involved. Yet, so many questions were never answered. How many more children were taken before anyone noticed? How many families are still searching in silence, hoping for a miracle? And the most haunting question of all, how many adults, living their lives in countries all around the world, will never know the truth of where they came from? A real-world nightmare. Cold, methodical, and entirely human. Thank you for watching. If you found this story important, please consider subscribing for more deep dives into events that should never be forgotten.